Welcome everybody. This is a a guide, if you will, to installing the tooling necessary for our development environments. Okay, getting that up and running as part of the web services course. In the course, we use a lot of tools, developer tools, that will allow us to build RESTful style APIs in Node.js. Okay, so I figured I would make a video just to make it easier if students have to come back and kind of review, just to get everything installed and situated. Okay, so first things first is we're going to start with Visual Studio Code. So this is a lightweight code editor. You can find this online at visualstudio.com. They have the download for Windows, the latest stable build, and you can see Visual Studio Code is just a lightweight code editor preferred among many developers. It does have an ecosystem of extensions for many different languages, language support, other features that you can just search through the extensions here with this extensions button. It has features like the terminal. We can run commands, we can install packages, we can navigate through directories just through the terminal alone, a debug console, and so on. So it's a very powerful package that we use to develop in Node.js. Okay, so students should be installing VSCode if they don't have it already. And it's nice and simple. The download file size is not too big. Okay, next we're going to move to Node. So we do need Node.js installed. I would recommend the stable version here, but you can go for the latest features. It shouldn't matter, but we need nodes installed. And once that's installed, you can actually go to your start menu and run the CMD or open a PowerShell, or you can even do it in the VSCode terminal and just verify that your node is installed by the command node -v. And you can see here my version is 18.16. And that is the version that I'm running, but that's how you verify that it's installed and everything's ready to go. All right, so it's really that simple. We also use Postman. So this is an API tool that we can test our endpoints with. We can send payloads. We can perform GET requests, things like that. And it's a very powerful tool that allows us to test our endpoints. Okay, so this is the sign up for this is free. So just go to postman.com, sign up. I think they have single sign-on or OAuth, and you can log in with Google or your Facebook account. They do have a web version that you can use, or you can download the dedicated client. I would prefer to go with the dedicated client just because you can just launch it when you're ready and start testing your endpoints right away. Okay, it's a really neat interface that we can use throughout the course. Okay. All right, so Postman for testing our API endpoints. Next, we're going to go to Git. So git-scm.com. So this is the actual website where we get the client. So Git is a versioning software, essentially. And what it allows us to do is in VS Code, this button right here, source, we can actually upload our source code to GitHub. So our latest waypoints, our latest updates in our projects, we can save them to GitHub. And again, GitHub is that software repository tool used for collaboration. If you're a developer, you definitely want an account. If you don't have one, please sign up for one. Because we'll be merging or committing our code to GitHub repositories as we go along. Just that allows us to save our code so we can go back and continue on where we left off. Okay, so this is also free. It's a free client. You can download for Windows, the latest release, and it shouldn't be too big of a download at all. Okay. All right. So definitely get that downloaded on your system. I think it does offer 64 and 32-bit. Just make sure you're downloading the 64-bit version, okay, for Windows 11. All right, so I also want to show students the backend technology that we're using, and that is a NoSQL database, popular among many developers and projects or companies, MongoDB. So in Node.js, rather than connecting to a traditional relational database, we actually use a NoSQL database. And MongoDB gives us some a free access account up to, I believe, 200 megabytes of storage in order for us to perform CRUD operations on our APIs. So CRUD again is create, read, update, delete, or if you liken it to HTTP verbs like get, put, post, delete, that sort of thing. So we're actually we're writing data to a live database, and you can sign up with Google, your GitHub account, or just the standalone information. I'm just going to log in here, and I'll show you the interface. Okay, so that means our code is going to be linking to a live backend. And this will be new to many students as far as NoSQL database setup. Instead of tables and columns and rows, we have what's called collections. And inside these collections, we have documents, okay? And so in a NoSQL database, we have documents in which you can pretty much put any sort of data type inside. And then, so these data types can be numbers, it could be strings, videos, audio, any sort of data you can stuff into a document. And the difference is it kind of lacks the referential integrity bit that a traditional relational database has. But NoSQL backends are popular among many large platforms just for their sheer ability to scale. So you can process a lot of data this way. Okay, so students will need to sign up for MongoDB, and I would just recommend bookmarking it and getting things set up because we do connect to the backend with a connection string, and that allows us to perform our database operations. So get this set up. Next, we're going to move to, it's not something we have to download, but it's definitely a tool we'll be using in Node.js and Express.js development, and that is NPM. So if you go to npmjs.com, they have kind of an interface like this. So NPM, if I'm going to use W3 Schools, it's the world's largest software registry. Basically, you can publish your packages here. And what that allows you to do is basically run NPM commands, NPM install, and the package name, like so. And I can install packages or dependencies for my Node.js project directly from the command line once they're published. Again, so it's free. It's a way for developers to share their code and manage their dependencies. Okay, so NPM, definitely a tool we'll be using to install the many different dependencies that are needed for a Node.js API or a web service. Okay. All right. So that pretty much sums up the tooling for the web services course as far as development. in RESTful APIs. This should be a wholesome or comprehensive guide to get our development environment set up. If you're having any issues installing, try to troubleshoot them online. Stack Overflow is a great place to ask questions or look for questions that have already been posed. But other than that, that should be good. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.